Hi guys and welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be analyzing three cryptocurrencies which are Bitcoin, Loopring and Ontology. We will see where they might move over next weeks. Please subscribe to our channel if you want us to keep releasing technical analysis for free, while to receive our real-time alerts and our trading signals, then you might want to join our growing community on Patreon. You will find the link in the description field. Let's start with Bitcoin against the US dollar on a weekly basis, which means every candle is a weekly one. In the upper section we see the price enveloped inside two triangular moving averages, which are exactly two envelopes, while beneath we see two different kind of cycles. The idea is to understand when we might see a top for Bitcoin. Now, in terms of price action, the most important thing lately is that we have seen the breakup above the 40,000 US dollar. Right now, Bitcoin is working the 60,000 US dollar. Now, if we project Bitcoin over next weeks, we can definitely state that Bitcoin might move till at least 80,000 US dollar. Now, let's move on and let's analyze the two cycles in order to find when we might see a top for Bitcoin. In order to understand so, we need to analyze the previous cycles. The upper part of the Gauss curve was lasting till approximately 2 years, while we've seen a 1.5 years of descending phase. In other words, the entire cycle was equal to 3.5 years. 3.5 years. Okay, so from 16 till 18 we saw the upper phase, the ascending phase of the Gauss curve, while for 1.5 years we have experienced the descending phase. Now, if we analyze the two cycles, we see that both of them are according with the ascending phase of the Gauss curve around August 19. So where we can project the new top for Bitcoin against US dollar. Definitely, and this comes by having analyzed the Ethereum against US dollar, which has a very clear cyclicity. I do believe that we will see a top around July 2021. Based on my cycle studies, I can say that July could be the turning point for the current cycle. Now, obviously, it is important to underline that cycles are almost never equal to each other's. So that means that if the previous cycle was lasting 2 years, that the ascending phase of the previous cycle was lasting 2 years, that doesn't mean that we will see the same for Bitcoin. So how we can understand when we will have it at top? Definitely we will need to analyze these two cycles, cycles where I've changed the parameters, and the Magnus cycle. So as you can see here, once we analyze the slope of the two curves, the two slopes are positive. Okay, so we see the white curve and the orange one, which are positively oriented. Okay, so so far the cycle analysis is telling us that the chances to see Bitcoin going up are definitely superior or higher than the chance to see the Bitcoin moving down. Okay, so when we see this, what we see here with the two curves, with the slope, with the derivative minor to zero, with the two slope oriented downwards, then we will know that Bitcoin is going to move down. Okay, right now we see that both the two cycles are still in the ascending phase, so we don't have to assume anything if not keeping move. If not, we should be actually expecting Bitcoin keeping moving up. Okay. Now, if we project then Bitcoin in 2022 and 2023, definitely we might see Bitcoin going down. And what is quite important is that analyzing the envelopes, we see now the two envelopes, the lower one is passing by around 27,000 US dollar. Now, in the future, we can project the lower band passing by this area, okay, around 40,000 US dollar, which actually will be in 2022 an important and interesting area from where we might want to buy Bitcoin. Okay, but right now it's still early, yet it's quite important to understand how the two envelopes work. So what is happening right now is that the price is out of the upper envelope, which is actually a positive signal, but we should be aware that when that happens, we are in that 5% 1% of extreme situation, of extreme scenario, which actually will revert itself over the time. Okay, so it is just a matter of time until we see Bitcoin moving down to hit the lower band. If we analyze what happened in the past, we see that once the price has moved above, okay, and along the upper band, then we have seen a strong movement downwards to hit the lower band. It happened here, it happened here, it happened even here, and then that one was the clear, fantastic opportunity, March 20, when I've been suggesting my Patreon to start accumulating on Bitcoin. Okay, so right now our next target for Bitcoin is 80,000 US dollar, but let's clearly say that we're in an extreme momentum right now with the price outside the upper band. So for 2022 and 2023 we should be expecting the price going down to hit the lower band. The lower band right now is passing by at 27,000 US dollar. So for 2022 we will be starting monitoring the 35,000 US dollar, which will be an interesting opportunity for a movement up. Okay, then it's also extremely important to underline that once we will see the beginning of the descending phase of the Gauss curve, definitely it will be much better to short sell Bitcoin rather than buying Bitcoin. But since we are a hodler for Bitcoin, or we want to trade Bitcoin, we want to speculate Bitcoin, we will be waiting for a strong retrace till hitting the lower band. Once we will see Bitcoin hitting the lower band, that will be a fantastic opportunity for us to trade on counter trend. But this is the most important thing to underline. It will be just for a trade for a few weeks, okay? Because once you are against the trend, that is quite dangerous. So what you are going to do once buying at a lower band, actually you will be to go out very, very fast. Okay, now let's move on. Let's analyze a Loopring. What we see here is a 2-daily chart. Let's switch to the weekly chart in order to have a better understanding of what is happening right now. Okay, so for Loopring it's quite clear. We see a huge momentum in terms of volumes, a huge increase in terms of volumes. We are definitely going to hit $1 US. From $1 US we will see something like that, probably a reversal P more with a long black candle. Yet given those fantastic volumes, we are definitely breaking above $1 US. We're going, actually Loopring will be destroying the $1 US, and Loopring is going to fly to a new all-time high soon before the end of the current bull cycle. So actually it's just a matter of few weeks. Very first target $1 US, $1 US we are retracing a squeezing period, and then we are definitely breaking above $1 US, and $2.5 US will be hit in a matter of few days, just a few weeks. Now let's move on and let's analyze ontology. Even here we have a 2-daily chart. Let's switch to the weekly chart in order to have a better idea of what is happening right now for ontology. So what we see here is clearly movement up. Ontology has broken above the very first important key threshold at $2 US, which is a fantastic buy signal for us. So we enter long at the break of $2 US with the very first target for US dollar. For ontology we have a quite clear chart. For US dollar is our first target. The very second, but the most important, the strongest resistance is at 66 US dollar, from where we see all these tails for all those candles. So ontology right now is a fantastic buy opportunity. Very first target for US dollar. Our real target is at 6 US dollar, but from 6 US dollar we're closing our positions and we are switching to other performing better performing cryptocurrency. Thank you guys.